where's the pressure coming from that is making this groundswell of mass timber, start to come alive in a way that I don't think we were seeing 5, 10 years ago?
I would say it's not just in your circles. I'm hearing it from all different places, all over the country. I think everybody has a little bit of a different reason why they're so excited and why people are putting so much pressure on it. Number one, I think out of everything would be sustainability. So mass timber really has that element where you feel good about building it. It's good for the people and it's good for the planet. So the amount of embodied carbon is so much less than in a traditional construction. And even just the process for manufacturing. Aside from that, a really big reason for why GCs might be more interested is safety. Since there is so much that prefabrication, that offsite construction that we're really shipping that kit of parts to site makes it so there's less on-site skilled labor needed, less work being done on site, and it's so much safer. We see so much less accidents that can happen.
Well, anytime you can pull more folks off the project site and reduce that complexity, I think it's a huge win. And, the last 3 years have been challenging for many reasons, but I think folks have started to take a closer look at that offsite construction approach, whether it's tied to mass timber or other prefabricated elements. I'm hopeful and optimistic that's going to stick around because people have learned, oh, okay, we have less folks on site, yes, but we also control this environment in a way that, you're in downtown San Francisco building or, in a field in Iowa and it's raining. There's so many nuances of prefab that I'm super bullish about, at least personally as a, construction technology nerd. But I'd love to take a look at some of those myths or misconceptions that we've seen. And I think everybody, as you alluded to, has some sort of opinion. What are you hearing that you'd like to just do away with? You hear it come up and you go, oh gosh, please stop saying that. Or, vice versa, it just keeps getting repeated and you'd like to push that away before we get deeper into the joys of mass timber.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the biggest one, and that everyone's expecting me to say, fire. So fire resistance in mass timber is a huge topic of research and debate. It's really interesting because timber and wood in general actually has inherent fire resistant properties. So wood forms this char layer, a tree or mass timber forms a char layer around, which actually slows the speed at which wood burns. And
Really?
it's a lot more predictable in the way it burns compared to like a steel building. We know exactly how it happens. It's a natural product and it has all those properties in it. So I would say that's the biggest myth that people are concerned about, architects and GCs, when they first start exploring the idea of mass timber.
Makes sense. It's always a concern. I think it maps back to the safety part that we were talking about earlier. Is there anything else that comes to mind that, you just like to push away, or is that the main one that, is just frustrating, I guess?
The second top tier one I would say is forestry management. So again, people think mass timber, they think we're cutting down trees, we're doing deforestation, when that's actually not the case. So mass timber and lumber in general kind of actually puts an emphasis on forestry management and creating those sustainable forests. We're not harvesting old, large trees. That's in the past. No one does that anymore. We're really looking for younger trees, and it allows us to use those trees that might have in the past just been cut down and thrown away, because we do still need to manage our forests no matter what, protect against wildfires. Focusing on forestry management, we are really investing in protecting our forests. And there's a number of certifications that different suppliers can have in order to prove that to everybody. That's the second largest one.
I appreciate that. And as somebody who lives on the West Coast, I'm all too familiar, as you as well, of just the severity of the wildfire issues that we have. And so it sounds like there's a really great opportunity to continue, like you said, to manage that and manage that process, but build that renewable resource. And I think that's a really neat nuance as well. It's just been in the last few years that I've learned the carbon emissions of, concrete in contrast to other building methods. And it's a lot. I don't have the statistics off the top of my head, but anything that we can do to start reducing that footprint, it sounds like a really great win.